Welcome back to the Pipe and Tobacco Talk podcast. It's episode 41, and we have fantastic guests tonight. But Tim, it's time for you to work your special magic with the mbstpipes.com Prop 69 warning.
All right, now I'm warning you guys that this podcast will expose the listener to offensive, insensitive, off-putting, and otherwise socially unacceptable content known to the state of California to cause cancer. To avoid injury, the sponsors of this podcast suggest you grow a pair.
Not away, Tim. Let's start this off right. And
there you have
it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oops. Oops.
So, joining us tonight for our interview.
We're the show. It has a little something for everybody, you know?
Yeah. We're equal opportunity offenders.
To grow a beard.
Yeah, we suggest you grow a beard.
Yeah. You know, maybe a little Rogaine, rub it on every morning. You know, you can look like your husband in no time.
Start working on it.
Yeah. So tonight on the podcast, we have Flat Cat Piper and Lady Fire. So Raphael and Anit are joining us this evening. Tim, we have an action-packed show because do you know what I got yesterday? I got an email.
What did you get?
I got an email from my favorite vegan, and he's angry that I have not responded to his last two emails. So he has decided that poking the bear.
Angry and a bag of hornets.
He is hot and bothered. You
What's
know,
that?
He is. He's sadly, tragically, I think he might like that. But
yeah.
So, Tim, we have a brand new pipe from MBST Pipes to give away for our next contest, which you and I have not discussed in any way. And look at this beautiful myrrh.
That's nice. Look at that, shiny.
It is. It's a Rhodesian, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Rhodesian?
Yeah.
A Rhodesian.
Who's the artist? Did he tell you who the artist was?
Myrrh guy. No, I have no idea who the artist is on this one. I think it's
Myrrh guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked like maybe Ishmael Ptolemy, maybe.
There's no marking on it, so there's no way to tell. This is from the mbstpipes.com line of myrrhs. So at the end of the episode, we'll talk about what we're going to do for a contest for that.
Yep.
We've got a bunch of stuff in what's new, in addition to a fine email from Alan that started off with "Answer me, Jim," which I thought was hilarious. We have some great questions for the show, but let's talk to Raphael and Anit and find out what's going on in their world. Welcome to the show, you two.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us here. For sure, we made it. This is, the second take, right? Because there was one supposed to be last night.
Yeah. The official take last night. Tim lives in rural Ohio, where they sometimes have to pump sunshine in. It's been raining for 3 days now.
Weeks, months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm putting the finishing touches on the. I'm going to put the finishing touches on the ark when we're done with this.
What town is that? What town is that in Ohio?
It's called Fowler.
Fowler.
Fowler. And it's midway between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. So if you just draw a line between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and smack in the middle is where you'll find Green Acres here. And it's just done nothing but we got a couple of days of sunshine. We mow knee-high grass and then pile it in the woods, and it's fermenting. The place smells because of the wet grass and everything. It's just, I'm so sick of walking through standing water.
And
you can find it quite easily. Just look for the ark.
Yeah, look for the ark. That's how you find
it. Right.
If you see animals walking to understand that this is a sign and not a happy sign.
I do.
Right.
It's not like,
can we
restaurant
go in?
gas. Yeah.
Let us know.
Exactly.
This is a no rainbow neighborhood, so
yeah. Take the doves.
What are you gonna do?
Take the doves. Get the olive branch. Let's get on with it. So,
all right,
let's talk to Flatcat Piper and Ladyfire because we need to, because they are putting on Pipe Week, which is coming up fairly quickly. Tell us what's going on with Pipe Week.
Oh wow, it is running fast and strong because it's coming up. It's the week after Father's Day, so that's in no time, in a blink of an eye. So we started rolling out the categories for people to nominate people in the categories. The categories were picked by the people. People had a chance to pick categories and email me about them. So we have a total of 15 categories, and we already rolled out 6 for people to nominate, and then 3 of those are not nominations. They're actually entries where people do stuff, and they're part of the category. So the people over there in Yorkshire picked the category of making scarecrows. So you have Piper 1X and
Just in time for Halloween, you can start working on your scarecrows.
You have to see. It's a few of them, Truck and Piper Bob, and they're just making a scarecrow with a flat cap and a pipe.
And a pipe.
Yeah, and then
there's going to be requirements.
So people are voting. We're going to be voting on those. So that's definitely different, and they came up with that, and I'm telling people come up with something and run with it because Pipe Week is for everyone. It's not our thing. We're just trying to host it. That's it. Someone.
I mean, if they don't get included or they don't vote or they don't say anything about it, but then when we're already doing it, it's kind of hard for you guys to say, "Hey, why didn't you ask me?"
Exactly.
We've been doing just that, trying to keep it fair.
That's the whole point.
Okay.
We try to kind of make it evolve throughout the years so that now it's something where everybody's involved. And if it's their thing, I'm thinking they're gonna enjoy it more because they were the ones who picked the categories and the nominations and so forth. So there's a musician category. Brutal Enough is heading that one, and so somebody, people are playing an instrument, smoking a pipe, whatever, and that's gonna be voted on. And then the third one, that's by entries, is the artisan pipe maker, which again we had London Calling Simon and a few others just submit a pipe that they made, and I made a playlist, and all those are open. People are still putting their entries so that people can vote on it. So really exciting, really different this year from other years for sure.
And we did not invite Will Smith because I'm not getting slapped.
For sure.
Well, all right. Tragically, Will not be.
We should
have. Like, what is she talking about? It went all out.
I know.
Yeah, be ready. She's gonna take you by surprise with things like that. So
we need a category. Favorite vegan, smoking a pipe and eating bean curd. What do you think, Jim?
Oh my God. Oh. That's very specific.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's give them more airtime.
We want something with their competition.
It's not like they don't monopolize conversations.
For everybody.
Yeah, no. I'd like to make the pipe community a little less inclusive, and
right, just narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah,
the only things, no CrossFit or veganism.
Yeah, no. Oh. Yeah. So you've got 6 categories out right now. What are the 6 that are out? And tell us a little bit about the 6.
All right. So the ones that are out already, the first one that rolled out was the best looking beard. And we had at least 20 nominations on that. That people really got on that one. They really...
I grew 2 hairs. That's about it. I'm not participating again.
And you're just not going to win this contest. I mean, it's not for you. It's not for everyone.
Maybe I can cut it here and glue it.
Try something else. You try something else.
Yeah. So that was the first one. And then, I don't know if I'm going to say them in the right order, but then there was another one that was about the favorite introduction, the introduction that people have at the beginning of their videos. And some great nominations for that. There was about the favorite quote. You know how some people say quote.
Stay lit.
Stay lit. Let everything you do it in love. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of nominations for that too. Our favorite catchphrase. That's what we
Grow
call
a
it.
pair.
Favorite catchphrase.
Yeah.
Grow a pair. There you go.
Grow a pair.
No one has nominated
I
that.
cannot use that one either.
Nobody.
No one.
Yes, I
See,
can. Yes, I can.
what's a guy got to do to get a nomination around?
Yeah, exactly.
No one has
Grow a pair.
nominated that one yet.
Oh, shoot.
So
I wonder
I feel
why.
cheated.
another one is favorite podcast, and you guys were already nominated for that one, so that's a good one for you
Woo.
guys.
Wow.
Yep. All 5 of our
see.
listeners are out there supporting us, so that's good.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Let me tell you, yeah. And actually, that's the category where there's the least nominations. So I guess I don't know. I'm gonna have to make another video to encourage people to nominate.
It's a
'cause there's
field.
not
It's
a
a
lot.
field of one, Jim. We can win.
Yeah, no. Don't say anything.
We've got a
Don't
chance.
we've got a chance at that one. Just let it
Okay,
go.
don't
We're good.
advertise.
I think
Right.
there's only 4 or 5 really that are nominated for that one. It's the smallest category so far. Talking about small, the other category was favorite small channel. So these are channels that are under 500. You guys were nominated for that one too. So you got 2 nominations there already for 2 different categories.
Ooh.
And there was, let's see if I'm missing one. How many is that? I'm looking here and see if I missed something. Catchphrase. All right. And I can actually
Favorite pipe?
reveal.
Did you say?
Was that?
Was it? Did you say there was one that was favorite pipe or something?
Yeah, but those 3 are more of the entry ones. So yeah, so 6 are the ones where people are nominating, and then 3 are those that are ongoing, people doing entry. So yeah, total of 9 right now out of the 15 have been rolled out. And actually, we can say here in the show, whatever part you want us, we can tell you as exclusive what's the next one coming up. If you guys want to know, we'll tell you because it's going to roll out this week.
Tell us.
All right. Tell us.
No one else knows it.
Do tell.
You're close. Very close. Yeah, it's the favorite artisan blender. So, I'm sure that someone that we know in this podcast might be nominated for that one. So the small blenders. So
there
we'll
we go.
roll out that one this week.
He's no small blender.
Oh, I'm not dainty in any way, shape, or form. I am.
So I didn't say small blender.
A rather large blender.
He's robust. He's robust.
Yeah. So definitely for all the artisan blenders that are custom blending and they're not from big companies, that's what it requires to be nominated. And I'm sure we're gonna have interest. And the whole point of all these nominations is for people to know what's in the community, because there's so many things going on, and some people think that there's only maybe 4 channels when there's so many things. Every year I hear they never heard of Pipe Week, or they never heard of some of these channels. So that's one of the main things about Pipe Week, getting to know what's out there, and
who's out there.
Yeah, hopefully this will do it.
Excellent.
Now, Rafael, tell us how to make a nomination, or how to make an entry for the non-nominated.
Okay, so you can do it one of 2 ways. Actually, I forgot a category, so we'll go with that one. The other one that was already rolled out was favorite commenter or lurker. So we wanted to also include the people that comment, and that one got a lot of nominations. That one was a good one. These are people that maybe they're not presenters, but they're always commenting, and we thought, why not give them also a shout out? So yeah, people, what they do is either on the videos or any of the videos, they can just actually nominate right there. Or I tell people, because some people don't want to hurt anybody's feeling, to send me an email. So I put my email there, flatcatpiper@aol.com, and they just send me an email. That way they can be a little more private, and you can nominate 1 or you can nominate 100. I mean, there's no limit to how many people you can nominate, because there's going to be a voting panel that is also volunteer to actually pick after all the nominations are there. And I think you guys are in it. So and that's is public, so anybody, I keep telling you, send me an email. That one I really want it to be by email so I can organize it a little better. because if not, it will be a disaster. So everything will be sent by email, and people will vote. I'm going to ask people to pick their top 3 out of however many are there, and then of course that's going to help me kind of organize it in kind of a who got the most vote, etc. So hopefully for
All right.
awards night, I'll have a top 5, and that's what we'll do. I'm going to mention everybody that was nominated first, so that people kind of hear about them. Then we'll say the top 5 that got the most votes, and then we'll announce the winner for each category. So that's how it's going to go.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
So tell us, Flat Cap Piper and Lady Fire, you've been doing the podcast for how long now?
The videos. I don't think we have a podcast
Yeah.
yet. That'd be kind of cool. That way we
No,
don't
not
have to put on
podcast. I'm
makeup.
sorry, the videos.
I know.
And I don't
Right,
have
the
to roll
videos.
my hair and,
Yeah, I combed his hair.
and and make sure that it's nice. We've been doing it since I first started it around 2018, and then she joined me in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that's how long we've been doing it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
All right.
what spurred you on to to do the videos, and
What got me started?
What was the genesis of it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually I talked about that in my way first back video, and it was really simple. I lived in a little town called Gunnersville, Alabama, where I never saw anybody smoke the pipe or anything, and I kind of felt alone. So I said, you know what?
Okay, by the way, he felt alone, but he was not with me.
I wasn't with her yet. So.
Just in case to clarify. I felt alone.
All right.
Yeah, I felt alone. Yeah, and so I said, I want to be able to interact with people, and I started, seeing the videos of people, of the YouTube, and I said, this is a good way for me to smoke a pipe and actually talk with somebody about this cool hobby that I'm enjoying, and that's how it started. And so at the beginning, it was just making silly videos. I think I did I did a poem, and I did a international pipe smoking day, and just to kind of see if anybody was out there to be my friend. And that's pretty much how I started.
Well, you must be doing something right. You've got 8,000 subscribers to your YouTube channel currently, correct?
I hate to disappoint you, but it's only 3,000 something.
Yeah, we're
Really?
we're trying to get that 3,500.
Oh.
We're up to
Jim. We're up to 12.
We thought it was 8. Yeah. We thought it was 8. We're done here.
Yeah.
We're wrong and you're right.
Just don't worry about it. Literacy is not my strong suit, so it's okay. I juxtapose numbers all the time.
Yeah, no, it's been tough. Actually, it's been tough. I remember when she joined me, I think I only had, for sure, I didn't have 1,000. It was underneath that, and it was like, because I remember telling her, hey, we need at least at that time you need 1,000 to even do a live.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, let's do something. Maybe we can get 1,000 so we can do a live. And it's been how some channels suddenly go from 0 to 8,000. That wasn't the case with us. It was little by little, little by little, little by little. And hey, that's okay.
Yeah, you're doing great.
It's going to have to be okay. That's how ours is going.
Yeah. We like to thank each subscriber from the previous week, so we're pretty much on a first name basis with all our subscribers at this point. So it happens. So I noticed you had your pipe out. Anit, what are you smoking tonight, and what are you smoking it out of?
Oh, I don't want to say it because the other day they thought I was saying something else.
Well, hey, that was funny though.
Just in case. I'm not
okay,
saying.
So it's Wessex Curly Slice. Okay, so you're sticking to your guns.
Somebody thought you said wet sex. And so,
did I hear her
wet
right?
sex. Yeah, wet sex.
Yeah. That's not what it said.
Don't your pipe.
Yes. Oh, you have the red? No, it's good.
Yeah, that's the 18 pipe. It's a female carver from Iran, and actually we got it from MBSD. And this one is Karim.
MBSD.
And I actually bought this from him directly, but MBSD has them too. So
Oh, very nice.
we love.
MBSD Pipes has, we absolutely love them. I talked to Mitchell and Sarah. In fact, I was talking to Sarah earlier today. Just absolutely great customer service. They jumped on sponsoring us, I think, on episode 2. I mean, and we absolutely love Mitchell and Sarah. So they do a
They
ton for
actually
us.
were the only company, I would say, that last pipe week, last year said, "What you need, I'll send you a pipe so you can at least give that away." Even though I contacted every company, and I mean every company I've contacted, just like this year, but the only ones that have stepped to the plate have been MBSD. So yeah, they like to support the community for sure.
They do. They do.
Absolutely. And I have some new MBSD pipes that I'll show off later in the show. So excellent. So you're going to post a couple of new videos coming up. How often are you doing videos at this point? Are you doing a couple a week? Are you doing?
Yeah. So what we started to do, just to kind of keep it consistent, it's not easy. So we wanted to kind of be consistent, and so what we decided was that every week, Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern time in the morning, is going to be a video that's always going to come out, and it's usually going to be a tobacco review. We did a cigar review one day, but just to keep people at least expecting that Saturday mornings at 10,
They're gonna
we'll be
always
there.
yeah.
We'll do a live chat so we can chat while people look at the video. So that way we have that consistent. Now the other videos are according to when we get new tobaccos. We receive tobaccos from Laudisi and Sutliff, and whenever something comes out new, then during the week we do a video real quick just to kind of get the word out, because if not, then then it sells out and people didn't even know about it. So we're doing those two things, and now until Pipe Week is over, I'll be doing videos throughout the week just to keep the rounds going and keep people, interested.
It may be a good idea just to make them a little bit further ahead so we can work on the pipe week a little bit more.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, we hope to keep at least one day where we're consistent. School is kicking our butt. We're both in school. So when that's over, then maybe we can do live, like we used to do lives on. We used to do lives on Wednesday. I don't think Wednesday is a good day, but we used to do lives on every Wednesday when we lived in Cape Coral. But now it's too tough. I mean, school is really tough. That's why my face looks like
what
this.
What are you studying? What
So
are you studying?
I decided that I've been doing occupational therapy for 29 years. So I want to go more into like a director of rehab position. So I'm getting an MBA so that I can have a better resume for that. And so that's really intense.
Yeah, because he was trying to do it in a short amount of time. I'm trying to become a PTA, so but I'm taking it a little bit easier. But it's not been.
It's tough, man.
It's tough.
Yeah, that's tough when you're working a full-time job and taking graduate courses. Yeah, but that's all you're doing is a school.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we decided, we're both in our 50s, and we decided to live of our savings for now and go to school, because I don't think my brain can take both things, and hopefully I'll be done by the fall, and then go on from there. Yeah, I don't think I can do everything right now.
So where do you live?
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking to you.
I'm talking too much. I'll let you talk.
We live in Gainesville right now.
Okay.
Florida.
All right.
Yeah.
Hot as heck. You get a lot of rain, you get a lot of heat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm desperately trying to move there as quickly as I can. Not to Gainesville, but to Florida. So
Florida, yeah. Orlando?
No. It'll be Jacksonville, St. Augustine. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've been to St.
She loves St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, yes.
Yep.
Orlando is way too hectic. Way too hectic.
Yeah, the mouse kind of runs the world in Orlando. So, yeah. No, my daughter, son-in-law, and the grandkids are in St. Augustine, and I'm working on a position that will put me there sometime in July. So that's good.
There you go.
It's a pretty place.
San Agustin was one of our first dates when we met. So we definitely have a lot of fond memories of San Agustin.
Yeah, we do.
All
Great
right.
place.
Where did you take her on your first date in St. Augustine? Oh, look at this. Now I've got him in trouble. See, that's
no.
And what was she wearing?
He did good.
Yeah, no, we went on that horse carriage thing.
Yes. It was. I was freezing.
Yeah, she was freezing. That way, she had to cuddle up with me. Well, that was pre-planned.
Oh, that wasn't planned at all. No, no intent there.
Right. Let's take a motorcycle ride.
Oh, we have the Fountain of Youth.
Oh yeah, we definitely went there and drank out of the Fountain of Youth to make sure that that will help us a little bit. Then
okay.
Then we stayed at a breakfast.
I got to tell you,
okay.
When you said, yeah, we're both in our 50s, and I'm like, damn, I'm in my 50s, and I don't look like either one of you two. I know. I'm a haggard
I think
old
it worked.
guy. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It's working.
We drank quite a bit.
We drank quite a bit. I couldn't eat afterwards.
We were parched.
I was just going at it.
I would have had it out of a fire hose. So, just.
Right.
We would have had one. Get this out.
Yeah, so please let the other people drink.
Other people need some water.
Excellent. All right. Did you have dinner in St. Augustine when you took her out on your date? You got to drink out of the Fountain of Youth. You got a carriage ride. Where did you take her to dinner?
I think it was the Columbia, the restaurant called the Columbia.
You took me to.
Oh, yeah, the Columbia. Yeah.
It was one.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We love it. We've gone more than once because we really enjoyed it. So we and actually right after that was an interesting story. I went from there to my parents' house and she I mean that's the first time she met my parents, and then my brothers came, and like everybody came
at the same time.
So poor thing was overwhelmed.
I was like, oh god.
Everybody wanted to meet her.
No, all right. Well,
but she survived.
I did.
Yeah, and it worked because you're together here now. What, 6 years later? There you go. 4 years later. Whatever. I can't do math. So
yes, it's gonna be exactly. It's gonna be 4 this year. But yeah, we keep telling that it feels like 20 somehow. But yeah,
we've been trying to do too much because
we're trying to make up for last time.
Yes, because where the heck were you?
I know. I say. So we're trying to make up for lost time. For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and what an interesting life. You've been in Coral Gables. You've been in Guntersville, Alabama. Population that was you and probably another guy.
Three.
Because I
remember that.
Three people. Yeah.
I went there to his house and I was like, I'm moving here.
She went there to help me with the move.
That was it. I'm like, I'm not. Don't like it.
Nothing but heat and cotton down there.
Yeah.
I don't know what they eat. Everything with grease.
Oh yeah, everything's fried. Just
nice.
Fry it. Yeah,
they're nice people. They were nice people. Hey,
I better not go back there. They'll kick my butt.
To be honest with you, I probably couldn't find it on a map, so it's okay. I'm from the South, so I like the South, and I do like fried food. I don't want everything fried, but we'll fry some stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it's okay. But if you have like ice cream is fried and French fry is fried and everything is fried, it's too much. I do like fried food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But not everything. Like Wheaties. I just want a bowl of Wheaties. Why has it got to be fried?
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah.
They'll fry it for you.
Do you want this Wheaties regular or extra crispy? No, just in a bowl, little milk. We're good. No, we're gonna fry it for you, son.
I hope I don't. I don't get you in trouble with my comments.
At the Arizona State Fair, it's the first time in my life I ever saw a deep fried Twinkie, and I thought,
Yeah,
I don't know that you had to do that to that Twinkie.
I
I
know.
mean,
I will
I,
see
I
that. Yeah, I will see that.
But we got the Oreos that were kind of
Yeah, I will
the
Oh
other
see
yeah,
that.
day.
and at the Canfield Fair in Mahoning County, not far from me, south of me, deep fried stick of butter.
Oh my
Yep,
lord.
Oh wow!
oh well,
no kidding.
well
So
now
this
do
is
they
the
have a sign like
emergency room.
cholesterol speedball? Get and then like a
Deep
statin.
fried stick of butter.
You
They
get
take a
that, and then
stick
you
of butter, put it on a stick, they put it in batter, and then they deep fry that sucker. And that butter melts into the fried batter.
Oh my
There are people
god.
walking
I
around
think
eating them.
his mouth water.
That's extreme. That's just extreme. I mean, that
ah
has some
It's
great things that
extreme.
I never heard about, but there's some things that were kind of scary. Like they have the poke salad festival, and I didn't know what poke salad
Yeah.
was, and people said,
What
that's
is that?
that can be poisonous or whatever, and I'm like, why are we eating this then? But it was actually really good.
They
yeah,
had a
yeah,
date with.
your
when
survival instincts kick in. Yeah, this could be poisonous. Yeah,
But
I'm
we're
gonna sit this
hungry.
one out.
We
Yeah,
don't
no,
care.
no, I've never been that hungry, and I'm a big guy. I don't miss many meals.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
Oh,
figure,
yeah,
I can always find something that's not poisonous.
yeah.
I know.
I can,
Yeah,
I can, I can find a vending machine somewhere. I'm not above eating a Pop Tart out of one of those.
yeah.
No,
They
no.
had me at poison for sure. I stuck to the canned stuff. Like I love their canned peaches and all kinds of stuff that they had. That was really
Like
good.
preserves or
Yeah,
something.
the peach preserve and oh my god, that
Oh
stuff I
yeah,
like. That was good.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Peaches. They tried to tell me, "Oh, Jim, peaches here in Colorado are really good." Have y'all had a
No, they're not.
peach? No, no, they're not. This is
No,
no. I've had
it's like
more
a golf
flavor.
ball.
Yeah, I've had more
Yeah.
flavorful gravel, and I don't eat a lot
All
of
right.
gravel, but I
Right.
remember
Okay with
some
the
of them being
Georgia
better.
peaches. That's good to me.
Oh yeah, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mississippi, good peaches and
that works
plums.
for me. Yeah,
Yep.
We
You
went
got
to
about
Georgia.
you got about 2 days to eat them.
Yeah.
You got a
Two,
Yeah.
window of about 2 days.
Yeah.
and
Don't
then they go
don't buy a
bad.
bushel of them. Yeah. Don't buy a bushel. You'll never eat that many peaches.
Man, they go
Let's get
fast.
a
wow.
bushel of peaches. No. No, there's like 40 peaches in there. There's no way. That's like
Yeah,
breakfast, lunch, dinner, every snack, all
Right.
peaches all the
Right.
time.
You got
Oh, you can
the
do
peach
everybody.
juice running off your elbow.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
Just get some
Seriously.
towels so you can eat them.
Uh
and
huh.
I'm sure that's why they did all
Yeah,
this
can't eat it in
canning
the
and
house.
preserving.
All
Because
right.
there's so much of it. Like for example, I don't like pears, but the pear preserve that they had was amazing. I love that. I mean, that was great.
Oh
I don't
So,
yeah.
like pears, but I did like that pear tartan that I
oh
did.
yeah, that was good. Yeah.
And I'm crazy.
I love canned pears. They're actually, because they're not quite as stiff and brittle.
Hmm.
I like my fruit to be juicy, not, like a chunk of wood. And pears right off the tree are kind of like a
Dehydrated
chunk.
steak.
Yeah,
They could be like that.
a chunk of wood.
Yeah, that's
Same thing with them. Or you're eating a pear that's off the tree that's just right, but you're being swarmed by honeybees.
Yeah,
mm.
that too.
Yeah.
Mm.
That
No, I
too.
never had that.
But yeah. Well, you escaped from Alabama. You made it to Florida, down to Coral Gables, which I believe is Gulf side
Cape
down
Coral.
almost Cape Coral.
Cape Coral.
Okay, not Coral
Cape
Gables.
Coral. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So
So
close
down
to
there,
Fort
southern Florida.
Myers. Uh,
Huh?
for Cape Coral is
Yeah.
close to Fort Myers, and what's the other town that's close? Well, south of Tampa. All that.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yeah.
St. Pete.
Sarasota.
Like
Yeah.
Tempe. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, what's next for Flat Cap and Lady Fire? Are you guys going into any pipe shows coming up this year? You got plans to go to
We're
Vegas?
we're gonna try. This year's gonna be tough. Again, it just depends of how every 7 weeks the classes change for me. And so last 7 weeks they were not too bad. This 7 weeks, one of them is a little crazy. So it all depends, but we're gonna try. We want to still keep going to the shows. We might do a little less of the complete recording since we already done that. Maybe we'll do like less or just kind of shorter time period so that it's not as exhausting and we can enjoy meaning being with people and sitting down and smoking. Because when we're there recording, it's really hard to sit down with people. It just takes the whole time, and so we want to do more of
Sure.
that. And then we want to get back. She actually said this in the last video. We were doing the Lady Fire's Kitchen channel where she's cooking and showing people recipes, and I really enjoy doing that. I didn't do anything. I just recorded. She does everything.
He just ate.
But we want to definitely do more of that because I think I think she's an amazing
Well, that'd
chef.
be cool.
So,
Are there some out there? Some videos out there?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
just
look
go.
that up.
The channel is just like that, Lady Fire's Kitchen, and
Okay.
yeah, you can. There's a link in the about page on my channel. We did some
Is
at the
there?
beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, we did some at the beginning in my page where we were together, and then after that, I said, I'm just really here in the way. So
Yeah, I was trying to break the ice to get comfortable with the pipes. And I said, this is what I love doing. So let's just mix these two together.
yeah,
And, but school started and I'm like, you know what? I need to really learn and dedicate myself, get educated, get a bigger paycheck. And I just postponed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We had some good feedbacks. Actually, two of the favorite that people like. One was the honey glazed salmon that she did, and these are very simple.
Oh, yeah, that's her.
Yeah, that's her. These are very
That's
simple
her.
recipes. The whole point was to make something that's simple to follow. There's the glazed salmon, the pumpkin chili. We had people make that, and then Brian Report's favorite is the
Corn chowder.
The corn chowder. That's his favorite. He makes it every year. So there's been some favorite there by some people. Again, they're very easy. That's the whole point. Easy recipes to
Well,
find.
another one I'm going to do next time.
That's okay.
It's
But
gonna-
I see one on here
tasty,
that's right up. That's right up my alley. It's tasty sweet bacon wraps.
Oh,
And honey mustard
I
bacon
need some appetizers.
cream cheese croissant. That sounds good. Anything with bacon, I'm in.
It's good. Yeah, I was doing those they were doing the
football, probably Super Bowl.
football. So I was doing, so they will have a little bit of time. I was doing the appetizers or anything like that before they started to give them some time. So that's when I started doing the appetizer. I think I did a football.
Yeah, that one I think is on my
I
channel.
think that was the very first one, the football one.
Yeah, actually I did a playlist on my channel that's called something like that, Cooking with Flat Cap and Lady Fire. So some are there, and then the rest are all on her channel, which that's how it started. So if you want to see the first ones, there in my channel, and then the rest. But I quickly realized she doesn't need me. She does better without me there. I was really in the way, messing things up.
well, you've got 2 new subscribers, so there you go.
Thank you.
Ta-da.
I won't disappoint you.
and-
You have to see the next one.
Yes, and I lived in Arizona for 13 years, and I love south of the border food. Just look at me. I'm a large guy. I like food, period. But I especially love Mexico City type Mexican food, and there were some great restaurants. So we expect some outstanding recipes coming from you soon, because I do all the cooking here.
My
All right.
next one should be lobster-filled ravioli with pancetta.
Ooh,
That sounds
And that's
good.
right.
that sounds.
Oh my God, that's so good.
I saw this one sausage and fennel rigatoni. That looks pretty good too.
Oh, that
Ooh.
was so good. Remember that one?
Oh yeah,
I
everything
love the
was
fennel.
That's my favorite part,
Yeah.
just eating it at the end. But I mean, it's just amazing.
Well,
Yeah, right.
you get the best of that world there, Raphael.
Yeah.
You get to just video and eat. That's where
There you go.
Right
Yeah.
away, right after the video's done, I'm eating.
I just served the plate
Excellent.
there. He cuts it off. I'm eating.
There you go.
Man, it's so good stuff for sure. Yeah, so that's fun.
Excellent.
I mean, of course.
Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it.
No
We have
worries
to
at
have
all.
fun. Whatever we do,
yeah.
we have to have fun for sure. If we're not having fun, we're not doing it. So
No, that's, Tim, somebody asked Tim and I, what are your goals for the show? Oh, if we have goals, I'm not going to do it anymore. We're just having
I know.
fun. It's just
Goals and objectives.
Yeah, no.
You take
no,
it one show at a time.
That's right.
And hope for the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, Tim, we don't have a guest for next week yet. So maybe we'll work on something this week. We'll find a guest somewhere.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get Mike and Jay
Nate
from
King
Pipe
is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay, Tim. We want to. So, Caleb, if you're watching the show, this is the anxiety-inducing portion.
Anxiety.
Where Tim and I talk over each other so that you can just sit on the ground and twitch uncomfortably. So, thank you, Berkridge Pipes. Caleb, we appreciate you. In fact, he even sent me a note yesterday. Just watch the episode. It was really great when Simon was still talking and you started talking because you thought he was frozen. And it went on for like 5 minutes, Jim. That was awesome. I had to shut it off for a minute and go outside.
And he didn't warn you, didn't do any signals?
No. Well, the problem is sometimes the video just freezes. Yeah, it'll just stop. And Tim and I will, yeah.
We just like deer in the headlights,
Yeah, Tim and I just stopped talking, and it's like, gosh, I sure hope Simon's talking, because if it's not, this is going to be really awkward.
You're the music.
That's part of Yeah, that's right. For our next segment, Jim and Tim turn the lights off in their rooms and sit in the dark quietly.
Right.
It is time for a commercial. We messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. We got the commercial out of the way right off the bat for MBSD pipes. So
we do the the fake interruption where it's like, and like that.
Is he playing?
Yeah, he's playing. We have a bad connection.
We have nothing to say, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, we could do that.
You can do that. We get tilted.
Yeah, just freeze.
We had my grandson doing the editing on these, and I was trying to talk him into putting Japanese subtitles underneath at the bottom.
Hey, that'd be fun.
No, couldn't pull it off with this equipment. We thought we'd make it more inclusive. I'm sure we have a Japanese. I don't even. By the way, we do have a Japanese listener now. He contacted me Sunday. He's an American who's in Japan, originally from California. Couldn't take living in California. Moved to Japan, and he makes his own gin. And he's sending me a bottle of gin, and he wants a blend made with his gin.
Oh, man, that's exciting!
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll whip something up when we get there.
Somebody else tried the gin first.
Right.
I don't know if you've watched any of our previous episodes, but Tim and I have been known to imbibe alcohol on our episode. In fact, I haven't had a drink since our Austin episode because I drank an entire bottle of Redbreast whiskey on the air.
While doing the
podcast.
Yeah.
But
it got to be
that was it. That must have been fun.
It was.
That's the one where the Japanese subtitles would have come in very handy.
Yeah. What's Jim saying? Okay. No idea. Now he's just mumbling incoherently. Is he crying? Idea. Is he crying on this episode? Yeah, he is. He's drunk.
He probably told his life story.
Why is he so red?
Yeah, we had a guest on
when we do our episodes for sure too. That's how we get really happy to do our episodes.
I haven't had any today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had a guest on for 3 hours, and we don't think he said 50 words. We were trying to count him there, and it was just
poor guy. We were talking over him and everything.
Pathfinder Pipes. We're going to have him back on, and Tim and I aren't going to say a word for an hour. Just let him talk about whatever he wants.
What was I call? I was calling him Aaron.
Yeah, calling him Aaron. Yeah, wrong name.
He kept correcting me. Sorry, my name's Austin. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, doesn't matter. We're drinking. Tim had gone to a family gathering and started off hammered, and I was sober when we started, but by the end of hour 3, I was polluted, and it showed.
Oh, yeah.
It was just.
I heard, Raphael, I heard you say, yeah, we get happy. We call it shit-faced. That's what we were. We were a mess.
If I would have died and they would have cremated me, I would have burned for 4 days. It was just
Viking funeral. Yeah.
They got lit for real.
That's a nice outro for the video for sure. A Viking funeral.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. All right. Excellent. Well, we have successfully killed some time doing that. I do want to talk to you two because Raphael and I exchanged some emails, and we talked about what Lady Fire and Eats blends are. She goes, she likes burley. Okay, what else does she like? Burley. Anything else in her burley? Just burley.
Some more.
Burley.
Just
Put some wine
more.
in there. Make it better.
Well, I made 2 blends over the weekend. One is called Elkhorn Creek. And I'll put the label up here. And it has Kentucky burley, Tennessee, Kentucky light-fired burley, burley red tips, Tennessee, Kentucky dark-fired, dark burley, white burley, and it is topped with Basil Hayden red wine cask bourbon.
That sounds right up her alley.
That sounds good.
She loves wine, for sure.
It is going in the mail to you tomorrow. So
awesome.
You'll get
Thank
that.
you. We will be doing a review.
Yeah.
As soon as we get it.
Okay. And then the next blend I came up with is Bear Grass Creek. And it is Maryland burley, Kentucky light-fired burley, Kentucky dark-fired burley, dark burley, black Cavendish, and it's topped with molasses bitters and spiced rum. And it is really
that sounds
really
right
good.
up my alley. I'm the rum person and she's the wine person, so hey, that works out. That's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So both of those are coming. Those are
smoking. Smoking and getting drunk.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, it sounds like an episode of our show. So, but
I know.
Those 2 are going to be coming with the 5 that you all picked off the blend. So there'll be 7. I might throw another one in because I think you'd like it. But we had Eric and Bud on from the San Diego Pipe Club, and Eric said, "Oh, I love burleys. I like burley blends." Okay. And then I had another customer call me up and say, "Hey, I want," in fact, Andy, who is in Valdosta, Georgia, "I really like burley blends. Can you make me some burley blends?" And I'm like, okay. Because I'll be honest with you, burley blends aren't big sellers for me. Maybe I'm just making them wrong. So I'm going to send them to you. You're going to say,
sellers? Yeah. Like, what are the people like so far in the? I think you told me 6 years you've been doing the blending.
No, I've only been doing it for 3 years now. I started in 2021, and I had no intention of ever selling them. And Thomas from Tinker Pipe said, I met him. I bought a couple of pipes from him. He was selling on eBay. We started a conversation, and we became fast friends. And he said, and I just asked him, if I send you some blends, will you give me an honest opinion? And I sent him some of the early blends that I made. And he says, these are great. You have to sell them. And he says, oh, and check out this guy, Tim, from PapaBear's Pipes. He's got some great pipes. And I said, okay. And I got a couple of pipes from Tim and said, hey, if I send you a couple of blends, will you tell me what you think? He says, yeah. Sent them to Tim. And he says, I want to take these to the Columbus Pipe Show. So 2022's Columbus Pipe Show was the first time my blends got out there. And then Tim introduced me to Jay Furman. And I did a couple of blends for the Pipe and Tamper talk show, did 2 blends for them, made a 3rd blend. And by the way, Mike from Pipe and Tamper, one of the most underrated guys, because he's always smoking Sunset Arbor Flake. That's just his blend. He's come up with 3 blends in my line: Meteora, Satanic Panic, and Dragon Tears. And all 3 of those blends have been hits. And they're balcony. They're a little heavier on the Latakia, but they were all fantastic blends. And Mike was so good, he sent me, okay, here's what I want. He sent me what blenders and the math. He already had the math done. And it's like, like, really, Mike? You smoke one blend. How do you know so much about blending? He goes, I know what I want. I go, okay, fair enough.
Oh, wow.
We're good. So those 2 blends are...
Oh, so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
How did you guys get together to make this show? Not this
Oh.
particular show, but how long have you? How
Yeah.
did you get together?
Well, Jim and I became friends, as he described, and then I don't know, about every weekend, Saturday night or something like that, we'd get on a phone call, and we'd have each other just in stitches, just talking about stupid shit. And our sense of humor is kind of the same, it's dark, and so. He came up with the idea, hey, we ought to do a podcast, and it'll just be, us just talking and laughing and have a good time. And so we've done 40 what? 41?
41 now.
41.
Yeah,
41 of them. Yeah.
And
awesome.
Tim, Tim.
Yeah, the hallmark of this podcast, if you were to put like a brand or something on it, it would be a show about nothing. Remember Seinfeld? There was the show about nothing. That's what this is.
Yeah.
I love Seinfeld.
We don't do tobacco reviews. We talk about pipes. We talk to a lot of artisan pipe makers, which is my favorite part of what we do, because we've had so many great pipe makers on. We had Austin on from Pathfinders. We had Simon from LCS Briars last week. Before that, we had Glenn Tinsky and Jason Patrick and Kevin Foster and Caleb Bradley from Burke Ridge Pipes. And that's, that if I had my druthers, that's all we do is just interview people in the pipe community, especially pipe makers, because I'm a fanboy, and I have a couple of pipes, and I'm known to buy pipes.
Yeah, I can see him back there. You definitely have a good collection.
He has a few.
Just a few.
Just a few dozen.
I
think that one of the things that is very important on having, that's why I asked us that you complement each other. Mm-hmm. I love making videos with him because Yussi's only part of it. And because everything else is, we're just laughing our butts off and having a great time in it. We just have a great time doing it, and so I look forward to those, to those moments.
Yeah, that's I think the whole purpose. You can
transmit that through the camera.
Yeah, I always thought it was good because just like an album, you can look back, hopefully, unless YouTube goes to crap, and look back at that, and it's almost like memories of stuff that we did together. So I see it as that too.
Yep. No, it's, you guys have great chemistry, and I couldn't imagine interviewing one without the other. That's
It almost happened.
It almost did, because I was like, tomorrow I have a test, and today, and I also had to do some homework, and I was like, oh God, how am I going to do all of this and study and whatever? So, but I got dressed up.
Yeah.
You got puppy eyes, like.
And yesterday I had the test, and so
he did.
So when you told me, I mean, she was already ready, so I felt bad for her. But when you told me that you guys couldn't do it, I'm like, okay, good, because I had like 3 hours to take this test. So
he was. He sweat.
Yeah.
Oh, so you sweat that one.
Yeah, I did sweat that one for sure.
Well,
but it worked out.
Yeah, and you'll be done this year and you'll have your MBA, and you can go on and be director of a facility.
Yeah, there you go. Hopefully, or whatever else God has planned for me. I don't know. I do my part.
You mentioned God.
Hey, he said
somebody's gonna get offended.
Not here.
Not on this show. Not on this show.
Yeah.
Tim and I are both Catholics, and we openly admit it. And that's why we don't do it Sunday mornings, because Tim and I are both at Mass. So, if you're offended by talking about
Sunday, we go to church actually.
Because my dad is a pastor. Is a pastor.
And we get scolded enough over there.
Yeah. So that's
yeah. No,
we have to drive almost 40 minutes to his church, but we just do it just, of course, he's my dad, so I want to support him. So.
And we do our jobs as well. So
sure, yeah.
They put us to work.
Yeah. Nothing to apologize there. No? In fact, what we do is we say things. hoping that we'll get taken down, because then that means that somebody's listening to us.
Yeah.
That's
That
evident.
means you matter, because if
Yeah.
Right.
you have
See?
enough to go out there and start typing and behind your back and doing this and that, it's because, they're just obsessed with you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Get a life.
Yeah,
Give
well,
me a hug,
Well, you know what, Jim?
Here,
Jim
watch
happens to
me.
have a fan. If you hang,
You
if
do
you
too?
if you hang in with
I
us.
have a fan. Really?
Oh no, Jim's got a fan. Oh,
Oh boy.
you're gonna find out.
oh, let me go to my
Segue.
email.
Segue. Yes, here we
Come
go.
on. Bring it.
So
Join the choir.
Tim and I are not vegans. And in one of our earliest episodes, I was in a meeting with a client, and there were like 7 people in the meeting, and one of them came up to me and said, "Jim, have you ever thought about being a vegan?" And I went, "No." He goes, "Since I started doing CrossFit, I've become much more in tune with my vegan side." And he just went on this veganism CrossFit soliloquy. And it's like, are you looking at me closely? Because does it look like I'm going to sit down and say, "Damn, I hope that's a delicious salad"? Because bring me some kale and an onion and life is great. No, bullshit. I like meat, just, and he just kept going on, and I was just like, okay, fine. And I was making fun of him in the episode, and I got an email from a listener named Alan. And I printed out Alan's email. And I'm going to read it for you now.
I know.
And the 4 of us are going to make fun of Alan because that's how we roll. So Alan, he starts off, it's all caps. "Answer me, Jim. I won't stop messaging you until you finally see how horrid your corporate pandering, animal murdering, fascist bullshit is. I want to save you from the dangers of eating meat. I do. You actually remind me a lot of different men my father brought home during my childhood. So I can't stand by while you continue to murder animals and fuck up the climate with open fascist glee with you and your fucking colonizer friends. Not only do you murder animals, but you're murdering plants too. Plants have feelings and get sad when you smoke their appendages. I know this is true."
He's crazy.
No. He's a fan.
He's a fan. He loves us. He loves us. "I know this is true because I can source several studies conducted by a certain prestigious college that have proven it. Not that a murderer would understand. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a Chud MAGA extremist." Now, for those of you that don't know, Chud is cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. I had to look it up. I didn't know that off the top of my head. And MAGA extremist. Okay. "I tried reporting you to the FBI, but they didn't respond, but I will continue to do so. Also, I celebrated when Trump got charged. He's definitely going to jail this time. Bigot, we got him finally. Smiley face. But I couldn't leave my life partner's apartment due to having COVID again for the 3rd time this month. I bet you didn't even get the vaccine, bigot. Sincerely, Alan."
So here's when he says the friends. How did he describe your friends? Colonizing.
Yeah, your colonizer friends with the F-bomb in front of it.
That's me.
I don't want to join you because I have enough problems.
Alan, I'm sorry that you're this way. I'm sorry that you have COVID. One of the emails that I ignored, I actually sent him a response with, some mental health. Obviously, he's got some physical health problems if he's had COVID 3 times in the month of May. I wouldn't consider myself a MAGA extremist. But everything else, you're pretty much spot on. I like meat. I am not afraid. Cows, pigs, lamb, good. Seafood, love it. I'm not changing my ways, Alan, in any way, shape, or form. I just want you to know that I do care about your opinion, and I read it, and I think to myself, here is a man who is so miserable in his life. I thought the interesting part about all the different men that his father brought home when
was
he was younger.
like bringing them home to eat them? It's like
maybe
is his dad's first name Jeffrey?
Yeah. Son, I got a new freezer. It seats 6. Well, Dad.
The way
like
that
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre person.
Yeah.
The way that he categorized he bunched all that together with, bringing men home. It's like, you're murdering and eating meat. You remind me of the men my father used to bring home. Like, you bring them home in butcher paper.
You wrap them up, Dad? Something going on in the basement that you
really, really hate Lady Gaga when she went out with all that meat on her back. I think that was wasteful.
Oh yeah,
but,
yeah. Just walk her by a grill or something. Come on.
I know.
When he said, lump me in with a colonizer, the only thing getting colonized is my gut with all the biome microbes I need to digest meat. That's what's being colonized.
Let's take a minute. So everybody grab a cheeseburger real quick in honor of Alan. Just go ahead, have a cheeseburger. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
It's amazing how people just get so upset by seeing you enjoy whatever you enjoy, and they can be okay with that. I mean, everybody should have the freedom to do whatever they want, and shouldn't bother anybody else.
But you know what? They get offended, but they don't have a problem offending you.
Exactly.
So if you're not being respectful towards me, would you expecting me to be respectful towards you? It's like everybody has a little chip on the shoulder looking for anything to fight about.
Yeah. And if you're a vegan, bring it. I will happily disagree. And here's why bacon is the best food in the world. You don't see people saying, oh, I wrapped my lobster ravioli in kale. No, you didn't. You wrapped it in bacon because it made it better. Bacon makes everything better. And
have you ever seen anybody eat bacon with tears running down their face? Never.
No, never.
They always have, like, there's an angel choir in the background singing, like that.
But watch somebody eat a salad in a restaurant and they look miserable, don't they? Oh, look, here's
they stare.
Grass clippings. And they keep stabbing at it like it's going to be juicy. It's like, oh, no.
I do love salad too, but I love variety.
No. They usually charge extra for you to add bacon. I've never seen them charge extra for kale or ask you, do you want kale with that? It's usually, do you want bacon with that? So that tells you something.
Yeah, exactly. You can go to Wendy's and get a kale burger? No. But you can get extra bacon on your burger, can't you? Yeah. I'm sorry, Alan, that you've had a terrible, terrible life.
I'm glad he wrote in. I was worried about him. We hadn't heard from him in a while.
Well, like I said, I ignored.
That letter's recent.
This came in yesterday morning. So
hot of the press.
I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah. Well, I ignored the one because
we don't wish any harm. We want the best for him, but I mean, come on, you need to. We respect your opinions and we respect what you think, and that's what you want to eat. That's fine, but respect everybody else's wishes and desires. I mean, let's just be happy. Do your thing. I do my thing. You do your thing.
I have nothing against vegan. Actually, I have family members who are vegan, but they're okay with me eating meat, and I'm okay with them not eating meat. Should be fine. Well, you shouldn't have to lose a nerve because of that.
Well, you can call 1-800-NOT-VEGA. It's a help group for people that are recovering vegans. And, give them a call. They'll probably send you a box of meat, a couple of sausages, maybe a steak. Life will be good. You'll feel better.
Exactly.
No.
I think it's rain.
Yeah.
You're going to get a letter.
I got the letter. Oh, there'll be another letter coming, I'm sure.
He will send you a magazine.
His boyfriend will have to scrape him.
I didn't
off
hear
the
him.
ceiling.
Go ahead,
I keep
Tim.
wondering though why you, Jim, Big Meat, Steffi gets all the shade and I get nothing. I know why it is. Because I ate a pastrami salad in Las Vegas and word got out, and now everybody thinks that I'm, I go both ways.
Yeah, I know. And come on, Tim, you can tell the truth. You're here among friends. This is a safe space.
Oh, dear.
Pastrami wasn't even in the room when you had that salad.
No, go both ways means I eat salad or I eat meat.
Oh,
that's what I mean by go both ways.
Oh, okay. Well,
you confused me there. Thanks for clarifying.
Well, thanks. Anita feels a lot. Tim's wife feels a lot better now, so that's good.
It just means you're omnivorous, just like me. Just eat everything. That's fine.
I am not much of a herbivore myself, so that was my letter from Alan. So, Alan, feel better. Once your partner scrapes you off the ceiling, and you can get back to where you have a cohesive thought, because there was a little rambling in that one. We'll give you A for effort. You send in another email. I read it on the air. Fire away.
That was nice.
My shoulders are broad.
Keep those
cards and letters
cards
coming.
And letters. That's right.
Keep those cards and letters coming, kids. All right. This is a portion of the show where we do questions for the show, and you guys can certainly jump in on these questions. Tim, it's a question from Terry, our good friend Terry Brewster. What's the best way to remove bowl charring that is least invasive and will not mess up the finish? Buffing or oil, soap, and a toothbrush? ?
This is bowl charring on the very top on the rim, I suppose, eh?
Yep. If it's charred in the middle, there's not much you can do about it because that's where the fire and the tobacco happens. So, Terry.
Right. I was thinking he was, talking about reaming it out or something. But, I usually, whenever I do repairs on pipes and repairs on my own pipes, cleaning up the bowl, of course, I have a buffing wheels. And I'll take a little bit of water and or some denatured alcohol on a rag, just a little bit, and try to wipe the residue, the tar residue off the top of it, and then I'll rebuff it, and it comes out pretty good. But without a buffer, I suppose same thing, a little bit of denatured alcohol to break down the tars and whatever's left of some of the finish that might have charred on the top of it, and then just take maybe some 404 steel wool and lightly rub over it, and then buff it with a rag, and maybe put a little bit of Danish oil on it. Let it wipe it off, and then let it dry for a couple of days.
There you go.
It'd be a way to get at it.
All right. Anit, Raphael, you guys do any pipe restoration?
Nope, not really. We're froze here. Can you still hear us?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. No, don't worry. You're moving. You're moving.
Okay.
It'll show up on the video, but for some reason, when we record, this happens. We talked about that before we came on.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've had I don't know, maybe a handful of pipes that has happened. And I think actually one of the videos I was telling her, to be careful, to kind of learn to do it there so we don't get that on the rim. But the one that I worked out, I forgot what it was. I read it somewhere and I was able to take it off. But other ones, I really don't have very many. But definitely we don't restore pipes. I don't know enough to restore pipes at all. Actually, we have one that needs restoring. So if you guys want to have fun at it, we'll send it to you. Because we haven't used it since we broke it.
Oh, is the red one still working? Oh.
Yeah, I do restore them, and I have found that a little white diamond rouge on a buffer wheel takes it right off, cleans the bowl up, cleans the rim up spectacularly, and then a little carnauba wax over the top of it, and you're good to go. In fact, I did that with a pipe I got from MBST pipes.
Now, would that work on anything, or just something that's like narrow, or would that work on something that's like wide like that? or are you talking more of something
No.
that's narrow like that?
No, it'll work on about anything. I have some wide rim bowls because I am not the most careful smoker. My first bowl of the day is a dog walk. So it's typically between 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not really paying attention. I light the pipe, it goes in my mouth. Whatever happens after that. I've had a couple of casualties. Is what it is. But, if the rim chars up a little bit, I can fix it. So not a big deal. All right. Now, one of our subscribers put a question in, and I could not find his name, and I apologize. Your favorite fiction book. So we'll go to Anit, Lady Fire. What's your favorite fiction book?
I haven't read a book in a while, but it's not fiction. Can I say it a nonfiction?
Sure, go ahead.
American history.
Oh, okay. All right. Raphael, favorite fiction book?
I'm more, yeah, I'm more of the science fiction nut. So out of all of them, including the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings and the Star Wars books, I think I still go back to the Hobbit. I think it's just fun and it brings a lot of memories. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Tim, favorite fiction book?
I like the Jeff Shara series, The Killer Angels and Gods and Generals. That was good.
Yep. Killer Angels was the basis for, I believe, Outlaw Josie Wales movie. Gettysburg.
No,
Okay.
Gettysburg.
Well,
Yeah.
I can think of
Wrong
something
book.
that is really, really old. Mystery.
Do you like that one?
I like mystery.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was good
Well, I
too.
don't like mystery personally. The book.
Oh, okay. You're not much for suffering. All right, fair enough. We're good. Okay,
Right.
so I have two favorite books, and I try to read them regularly. I read Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, because it is a fantastic read. Once you get past the first 100 pages, it's absolutely spectacular. I love it. And then Where's Joe Merchant by Jimmy Buffett, because every now and then a piece of bubblegum tastes pretty good, and I read Where's Joe Merchant every spring, because when I start reading Jimmy Buffett, I know the weather's going to warm up. I live here in Colorado, so that's a lie, but I still read it every spring.
That's a lie. I'm just lying to myself.
Yeah. Today, so got up to walk the dog, 43 degrees, a little chilly. High today, 81. 40, almost a 40-degree temperature swing. All right.
Crazy.
I need hot and sweaty. Just get me back to where it's humid, where there's atmosphere. Okay. Do you guys want to stick around?
Yeah, for sure here.
Oh, yeah. And you don't know how much I miss the South. Up here at 6,000 feet, that's nothing about 8 below. Also, not a good temperature to keep me at.
Oh, no.
Next question is also from Terry, and this is for me. Jim, what are your views on trying to artificially age tobacco, i.e., putting it in the oven for hours on a low setting? Is it worth it? Does it really work? No. I don't believe, if I'm going to age tobacco and I really want to age it and I'm serious about it, I will put it in the garage in a cabinet. And here's why. When you make bourbon or you make Tennessee whiskey or you make any type of spirit, they put it in a rick house. And what happens is that the hot and the cold that occur naturally causes, when things get hot, they expand, and when they get cold, they shrink. And as this happens through multiple cycles, especially in whiskey barrels, the oak opens and expands and absorbs. And then when it shrinks, it presses out the liquid, which gives the depth and color to most of the bourbons and whiskeys that you see out. And it's exactly the same for tobacco. If I were going to try to artificially age tobacco, I would probably put it in my attic or out in the garage. But if you don't have patience, I don't recommend cooking it. That would not be my recommendation.
Yeah.
Because then it'll be dry. Very dry.
That's what I was thinking. It would just dry it out.
Yeah. And that's
You don't want that.
one of the, there's a blender that I use called Stove Red Virginia, and that's how they make it. They put it in an oven for a couple hours at a very low setting, and it takes a very nice bright yellow or orangish reddish colored leaf, and it just turns black being in the oven. And no, I don't, if you really like a blend and you love it, buy 2 or 3 pounds of it, put 2 pounds of it away, smoke the 1 pound. By the time you get through with the 1 pound, the next pound will be about ready.
Mm-hmm.
I think putting it in the oven is going to just kill the flavor. It's just completely going to.
I'll let the professionals do stuff like that. I'm not gonna mess with it.
Me neither.
No. I'm not putting it in the oven. I'm not baking. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, and my wife is not a tobacco fan. She thinks it all smells terrible. So, honey, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a couple of pounds of baked tobacco. Oh, really? Huh. My attorney doesn't think so. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah. So those are 2 favorite books, tobacco. Next question is from Iron Mike. What does deer tongue, and we're going to change Mike's name to Titanium because he's had his 2nd shoulder surgery and he now has 14 titanium screws in him. So Iron Mike now becomes Titanium Mike.
Titanium Mike.
What is deer tongue, and what does deer tongue do for a blend?
I don't know what deer tongue is.
It is a plant that grows in the Southeast. Native Americans used to grind it up and put it with their rustica. It's part of the tobacco. It has a very floral, almost vanilla scent to it. Mike also kind of went on in that. Do you use it in your blends? No, I don't. And here's why. You can't get consistent flavoring out of it. If I pick up 5 pounds of Red Virginia from top to bottom, it's going to be a very similar profile. Deer tongue can range amazingly, and the more dried it is, the less flavor it has. So you have to find that perfect moisture content for it. And then on top of that, it's excessively expensive. I looked online just to see the place that I bought it from is no longer in business. It runs about $15 an ounce. So if you're making a blend with it, it's going to be a spendy blend. And lastly, I really don't care for the flavor of it. I'm not a fan of, I love Orientals and the floral incense note you get from it, but the floral vanilla flavor from deer tongue really doesn't do much for me. So,
yeah.
Okay.
It's just something that it has some perique. Is this correct? It says perique is hidden behind the citrusy vanilla of the deer tongue, sweetness of the Virginia, and nuttiness of the burley.
I haven't had any blends with deer tongue, so I completely unknown about that. I know I've heard of it, but I've never had any.
There are 2 on the market that Mike brought up, and if you give me a second here, I'll go back to his email. Speakeasy and something else.
Wasn't it like Gentleman Caller or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's a Gentleman Caller. And I have had Speakeasy. It is not. It's not a favorite. I just don't care for it enough.
That's probably it is. That's probably Gentleman Caller. I don't have my glasses on, but it might be that one.
Let's see.
The Gentleman. Is that it?
Yeah, that's the other one.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, Gentleman Caller is the other one. I've heard of them. I just haven't. I haven't tried it, so I haven't been intrigued by it. But I guess I'll try it one day. That way I can.
So that we know we have some deer tongue.
Yeah.
It's not. The problem I have is I try to be as consistent as humanly possible. So when you buy, Terry wanted a blend that was, Terry Brewster, the one that asked questions earlier, wanted a blend that had more Native American to it. And I started looking into some of the ingredients, and a couple of them that you can get commercially available can actually cause you to fail a drug test.
Wow.
Because of the content of the leaves. And there isn't what I would consider enough consistency. And if it doesn't knock my socks off, why do I want to put it in a tobacco blend?
Yeah.
If I'm going to fail a drug test, I want to have a real drug for sure.
Yeah.
Why even do that?
I want to show up the drug test with a steering wheel in my hand and blood on my
They just
shoes.
go with the tobacco. Say, listen, I have some of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Carrying a toilet seat.
Yeah, exactly. How was your weekend? I have no idea. I remember nothing.
So remember.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
so
Interesting. Interesting question for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Now we read comments from previous episodes as people comment. Azalea Piper. So the list of pipe makers I will be buying from continues to grow. The humility of most pipe people is very refreshing. Gentlemen like Simon and Tim unknowingly encouraged me to begin my own pipe making journey. Thank you. I continue to learn something every day. Well, Azalea Piper, God bless you. I hope that you do start making pipes. And when you start making them and you think you're ready to sell some, give me a call. I've been known to buy a pipe or two, or 10 or 12 or, a couple hundred. We don't talk about the number. So, well done. Dan, NDM, love this format and content. Thank you, Dan. We appreciate that. Terry Brewster, again, Terry, frequent contributor. We actually had Terry on the show, and Terry was drinking through the entire episode, and it was a hoot. If you haven't gone back, you need to see that one, because by the end of the episode, Terry's under the influence, and it's a hoot. Another great show. Simon is an interesting guest. I need to check his pipes out as well. Well done. Thank you. Simple Georgian, awesome show. I've seen a few videos of Simon's, but never really got into them yet. After this episode, I'll go back and revisit those videos and start spending time going through them. Thanks for sharing this with us. I really appreciate it. And Yusuf Syed. If Yusuf Syed does not win Best Lurker, the voting is rigged, because he comments all the time.
He was nominated.
And he's just one of the nicest people, I think, in the pipe community entirely. I just think the world of him. In fact, he actually had been in the hospital, and a couple of folks reached out and said, "Oh, will you send him a couple of blends?" Absolutely. So, coming up. Yusuf Said, good morning. Awesome show. Simon is an amazing pipe maker. He made pipe 820 for me. You guys are fabulous. Have a wonderful day, and greetings from South Africa. Then Juxtaposer Executioner sent us this fine message. Hello. Hello back. Thanks for tuning in.
His name is longer than the message, but hey, we appreciate it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Short and sweet. That's what I like.
Okay. Then I was working on AI. So I was talking about the Bear Grass Creek blend with the Long Island Pipe Club guys. And they said, Bear Ass Creek? No.
That's
Bear
what I was going to say.
Grass Creek. Bear Grass, not Bear Ass Creek. Yeah. So Russell I'm not making a blend called, I made Satchel of Richards, but I'm not doing Bear Ass Creek. So Russell did this design for me, and that will be the upcoming logo for Bear Grass Creek. I didn't make it on the first batch I made, but that will come sooner rather than later. So do you guys have any new, Raphael and Eat, do you have any new pipes in your collection? Anything you want to show off from the pipe community? Any new tobaccos?
I get pipes. I get a new pipe all. I tell MBSD that he needs to stop putting those things on Instagram because I can't help it. And then I contact him.
It's like having your own crack dealer. Oh, he messaged me on Saturday and Sunday. Hey Jim, what do you think of these? Yeah, better send them to Colorado. Don't put those on the website.
Well, I definitely bought as many as I could from Karim because his pipes are so unique. So definitely those are some of the newest in my collection, and they're just, I don't know. He just does a great work. I like to have unique pipes for sure.
That's like the one you were.
And these guys in Indonesia, they're just upping their game. This is Mudcat, and they're just making some beautiful stuff using different types of wood. So Those are definitely some of my favorites, and
Yep.
yeah, but yeah, it's I mean, one day I'm trying to get all this is full now that I actually put them out. You know, it's full with pipes, and it's amazing some of the artisans that people don't even know about that are like an Instagram and they make such great work. You know, I hope that some of them.
Oh,
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that some of them get nominated. That's that's a category that's going to be in the future. Also, further down the line, because I like to also give them a shout out. There's so many artists and pipes that people don't know about, and they're amazing. I'll never forget. Just to give you an example, Alan Kipp. I'm sure you guys know Alan Kipp. His pipe.
Yep. Yep.
mm-hmm.
No, Kipp.
Yep.
Give me
Right.
that pipe. There's a second one there.
Oh, okay.
This was a while back. You know, he sends me a pipe and says that one. And he says, yeah, let me know what you think. I'm going to start, uh, making these pipes and putting them out, and I'm not sure. And look at this pipe. I mean, this
Wow.
is amazing. And this, before he started, doing them, this must have been one of his first ones or around the time. And I said, Alan Kipp, I don't know what you're waiting for. You're an amazing carver. This is going to be a hit. And I'm sure
Yeah.
anybody that sees his pipes would agree. And they need to be shouted out. There's some people out there that just turn amazing work. People may not know about, and they make pipes as good as anybody in the world. I think so. Anyway, just an example of someone that from the beginning I said, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is perfect. He told me to critique it as much as I could. I couldn't find anything with this thing. It was just
Mhm.
perfect. Everything was perfect about it. So anyway,
Yep.
so
Fantastic. All right, Tim. Anything new in your collection?
Oh, just finishing up some stuff for the upcoming shows. There's
Oh, very nice.
little roadie with a kind of short.
Oh, like a nose
and
warmer. Very nice.
Yep. And this was one that I was making a bent Dublin, and I had cut it out, and there's a big crack in what was going to be the shank, the wood. So I kept trimming. I got it down to where it disappeared, and then I put this bit of bamboo on here. But it's just a beautiful piece of briar.
wow,
And
yeah.
the grain on it's really nice. And so
Beautiful.
I didn't want it to go to waste. So that's what turned into that. And then I got some of this some of the briar from J2 Cook. And there's a lot of
Look.
nice briar in there. There's the grain on this one is just straight up and down.
Like
and
a tulip.
Yeah. So
wow.
yeah, that's what I've been doing. That kind of thing.
Oh, good.
Finishing some commissions.
Yeah. Boy, it was a good week at
That's
my
my
house.
day.
So, as some of you may or may not know, I do a little bit of work on Tim's website, and the payment that I receive for that is I get pipes. Look at this.
Man, that's a great pavement. That's beautiful. Look at that, how different. It's like a little tail there, like pickaxe with a tail.
Yep, it's a pick. It's absolutely fantastic. I took it out for its maiden voyage on Saturday afternoon. I absolutely love it. So Tim, when I first started working with him, had made this pick, and I absolutely love it. And I thought, you know what, I need to get another pick because I like picks because they fit very comfortably in my hand, and I like the way they look, and it's absolutely a gorgeous pipe. And when Tim showed me this, I was just like, yeah, you got to put that in the mail right now. He goes, no, I got to finish it. No, I'm not waiting for it to be finished. Just send it to me. I'll do stuff. So that's my new Tim pipe from this week.
Gorgeous work, Tim. Gorgeous work.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
And then our friend who we had on, Glenn Tensky, I got a new Naked Tensky pipe, and this is the Swan Neck Billiard with the custom red and gold acrylic stem. Absolutely gorgeous. And I really like because they color up so fantastically. When you smoke them a lot, they'll start to darken. The grain comes in a little bit, and they're just wonderful.
I got a Glen Tisky pipe. If I mean, unless you're really running out of time, I can get it. I asked them to go ahead and I said,
I forgot the word there.
yeah, I said, hey, no, it's inside of the bag actually.
Okay.
I said, hey, just come up with a concept of a pipe that says, flat cap. So something, no, the actual, that big thing down there. You see, the thing that I got from Czechoslovakia. No, the huge bag.
Huge.
Is all the way in the floor. But anyway, so he came up with a pipe that had like a science fiction and a cap, like a flat cap. And I thought he did an amazing job. So I have it on my big bag here. This is the one that I take to the shows that I put on my pipes. And so that's why kind of the special pipes are in here. But he does such a great job, and I wonder if people know Mark Tinsky, but I wonder how many people know about Glenn Tinsky that does such great jobs too.
Yeah.
So he came up with this.
Glenn on the show, maybe 6 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
When he came back into pipe making, he left for a while and came back.
Yeah. Yep. And we're glad he did.
This is what he made. So
wow.
Olba kind of came up with that concept, and I thought it was super cool.
Wow,
so
this
is my flat cap.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
That
is amazing.
The Chinese. Yeah.
So
mess up with the camera.
I'm gonna mess things up here.
Yes, you are.
No, it's okay.
Are we still there?
It's us. Yeah, you're still there.
You're, right.
You're good. So this is also an MBSD pipes. This is a 7LE Baco, and it's got kind of the elongated Dublin kind of shape to it. It's absolutely spectacular. I just love it. If you're going to get a production pipe and you want the best quality that you can get for your money, I'm a 7LE fan. I would tell you 7LE. If you're going to get a production pipe, you want to spend $100, you can't go wrong with a 7LE. And I saw this one on the website, and he said, okay, fantastic. And then he messaged me and said, hey, I've got some antique Murs. And I'm like, okay, what do you got? And he sent me a picture of this one. And I thought, okay, that is extreme.
Wow, look at that thing.
Acorn.
Wait.
Yes,
it gets better.
Oh.
It's a calabash. The bowl comes out.
That's a coffee pot.
And it smokes. It smokes like a dream. It's absolutely fantastic. And obviously you can see this is an older pipe. Obviously whoever had it smoked it a lot. And I just like pipes. I can't help it. I don't care. And I love historical pipes. When my grandfather passed away, about 10 years after he had passed, some attorney called me and said, I got a box for you. I go, okay, cool. Sent me this box. And it was full of his old pipes. And my grandfather smoked Graybos, Medicos, small, light billiards. And I still have them. I'm going to put them up in a shadow box at some point when we get moved. And I like the historical aspect of pipes. I like, the fact that this was someone's pipe. Someone used this pipe. It was probably, judging by the amount of color that Mur has, somebody used this pipe a lot. And, I hate to see him just get thrown away or tossed into a closet. It's the heritage of pipe smoking. And I think that's what makes the pipe community so cool is that people do that. I don't really care for this pipe. I'm going to give it to somebody that's starting off, or, here's something that's from, I have a couple of clay pipes that are from the 1800s. Somebody smoked these, and now I have that little part of history. So
I think, seeing how people can come up with all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is another one that maybe a lot of people don't know about. Ab Brown, and look at that. This is like a barrel, and it's so amazing to me how they can come up with things like this, and functional, great smoking pipes. So I like that. I like the variety, and it's for people that love collecting like me. it's kind of hard to resist sometimes when you see something like that.
Yeah.
You're talking to me. I have no resistance at all whatsoever. I see something I like, it shows up here. That's kind of how that stuff goes. All right. Lastly, I made a couple of blends in addition to Bear Creek and Elkhorn Creek. Greg from the Long Island Pipe Club, Egg Roll Piper, he's another one of these guys. He knows exactly what he wants. So I made him Egg Roll Piper's Finest. And then he called me up and says, I got this idea. I want to do the exact same blend, but I want it to have Perique, and we're going to call it Egg Roll on the Bayou. And it showed up at his house today, so I don't have any feedback from him. But I have to tell you, it's Orientals. So it's Basma, Lemon Leaf, Cream of Grad, Red Virginia, and Perique. And it is, it's now I know neither one of you two will like this because it's obviously Virginias and Orientals, but it's kind of something special, and I'm very excited about that one.
So I have a question for you. The egg roll thing just made me think of eggnog. How much have you experimented with flavors like that for the people is that something that people ask you for, things that have flavor, eggnog, Nutella, something, off the wall. Is that something that you have experimented with your blends?
I have, and I fought it for as long as I could. I'm not an aromatic smoker. I don't particularly care for them. It's just not. If I have a preference, I'm probably not picking up an aromatic first. But I've had so many people request them, so many people want them, and I've made a ton of blends that are aromatic in nature. The newest one that came out a couple of weeks ago was Pecan Reprise, because my friend David in Texas and the South likes their pecans, and wanted one with a pecan flavoring to it. So I got it up. I do make a lot of vanilla aromatics because that's probably the most popular in the aromatic flavorings. I made Isla Roja, which has pineapple and apple, and Rio Manzano, which is an apple flavoring. I do a lot of navy blends. I really like how rum, especially on vapors, enhances the blend. I have a ton of flavorings. In fact, I worked up one earlier today for a customer or a potential customer, and it is caramel and chocolate. And that one will be called.
Yeah, chocolate is up my alley. I noticed that you use a lot of Spanish names in your blends, and some of the ones that I picked for you to send, it was because they were named in Spanish, like Arroyo, Halcón, and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
Yep. I do. I loved. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, because you may forget. I'll remember. Don't worry.
I cherished my time in Tucson. I loved Arizona. The career path didn't quite work out for me there, but I loved the time there. I spoke Spanish a little bit before. I understand a lot more Spanish than I can speak. And I love the names, and like the Arroyo Viejo and Arroyo Halcón and Tormentoso and Nubes Oscuras. I had a moment and just started giving them. After a while, it's tough to come up with blend names. It's like, oh, here's English blend number 2. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. We're going to give them a name. So, what was your question, Anine?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that sometimes when you have the toppings or the aromatics, which I do like, but after a little while, that great flavor that you have as it burns, it turns a little bit chemical. And so then you don't enjoy your smoke as long. You turn to kind of put it off a little bit because it does not go through all the way to the end of your pipe. The very beginning is wonderful, and then you just get turned off by the chemical taste.
Yeah. So I'll tell you. Yeah. And I agree with you completely. The aromatics that I smoke, and it's a very short list. Dan Tobacco's Blue Note, vanilla cream from Mac Baren, and then I have one from Peter Stockeby, Optimum, and those are probably three. I do like Captain Black. I like Carter Hall. I like some of the Cadre blends, but they're not excessively flavored. I find that the American houses, particularly C&D and Sutliff, and this is not a knock or criticism, they're over chemical. If you've opened up a tin of an aromatic and you find it to be goopy, where it just, you put it on the tray to dry it and you come back 45 minutes later and it's still a little goopy. The glycol-propyl alcohol is what gives it that bad taste. And the reason that they use glycol-propyl alcohol is because it's a preservative and it helps keep the tobacco moist. As aromatics age and dry, they tend to lose a little bit of their flavor. And that taste you're getting the halfway point to the bottom bowl is the glycol-propyl alcohol and its effects on the tobacco. So when I smoke aromatics, I typically smoke them out of smaller pipes, so that
you're getting the heated residual.
Yeah,
the heated residual, and it becomes increasingly concentrated as you go to the bottom of the bowl with it.
Yep, and I have a terrible reaction. I get terrible tongue bite. When I first started pipe smoking back in 1986, my favorite blend was Captain Spice from Tinderbox, and my grandfather was a codger in every sense of the word. He only smoked one blend. And if he had to smoke something else, because where he went to get more tobacco was out of it, he would complain until they got his tobacco in. And I loved Captain Spice. It was just my favorite blend. It's a Cavendish blend and has vanilla topping on it. There's no spice in it whatsoever. I have no idea why they called it Captain Spice. When I came back to pipe smoking in 2018, I was in Palm Springs, California, and they had a tinderbox, and I walked in and said, I'd like to get 8 ounces of Captain Spice. And I got it. And it was not the blend at all that I remembered. I mean, I didn't even put a match to it, and I had tongue bite. And I got through that first bowl, and it felt like my tongue was on fire. It was terrible. So I went back the next year in 2019, and the lady said, oh, you're probably having a reaction. The lady that worked at the tinderbox in Palm Springs says, you're probably one of those people that's sensitive to glycol-propyl alcohol. And I said, okay, what do I do about it? She goes, don't smoke aromatics. Okay, well, what am I supposed to smoke? And she handed me a tin of Westminster, handed me a tin of Acadian Perique, and handed me a tin of something else. And it's like, oh, vapors, English blends. I never, my grandfather, just like, you pick a blend and that's what you smoke. He didn't try anything different. And then I just kind of went hog wild. After that, I think there's 300 blends sitting behind me right now, and multiple pounds of multiple things in my cellar, and I like pipe tobacco for pipe tobacco. And the less toppings, less preservatives, the happier I am. So, because I can pick them out of a blend at this point. There's a big difference between a Virginia that's been cased and a Virginia that's not. And when you sit around with a couple 100 pounds of tobacco on a regular basis, you start to notice a difference. So there you go.
That's what happens to me too, and I love the smell. I love sometimes the taste, but that chemical thing just turns me off. And sometimes those like that, I can only smoke half a bowl, and then after that, I'm done because the taste just changes so quick. I tell people the story. Molto Dolce is one of the most goopiest ones, which has an amazing smell. But I no lie, I think I put a bag of it, just a Ziploc bag, 4 years ago or more in my Jeep, and it's still there, and hasn't dried out. I take it out just to smell it, and it's still wet. So I don't know what they put in this thing, but it's something special. I don't think Molto Dolce can dry out at all. I'm convinced that it just can't. So
you know what, I have noticed that some of the blends that we have tried lately that do have a little bit, or maybe just one topping, it is almost non-existent. So when you're smoking it, it disappears. It's just not there. You're trying to find that flavor. that
Mm-hmm.
is on the tin, and you just can't find it. Obviously, what they're trying to do is like, oh yeah, we put this in there, but we know that at the long run, you're not going to smoke the whole thing. So they blended or they mixed it in a way with the most little amount of sugar content or flavoring, so they can sell it. But at the same time, they're putting, oh, it's vanilla. Where is it?
And then you have something like Molto Dolce that as you are firing it, it's crackling. It's actually crackling. You can hear it crackling. And I was like, what in the world? So anyway.
Well,
Okay.
you'll also find that there are some flavorings that the tobacco you blend it with will overpower them. So if you take vanilla and put it on a predominantly burley blend, the burley will overpower the vanilla and you won't taste it. It'll just disappear.
So it's a waste of time.
Kind of, yeah. And that's, as I've gone down the road of making aromatics, and there are certain flavors that overpower other flavors. So Arroyo Halcon has caramel and chocolate on it. Now, to get the caramel flavor to come through, it has to be a 2-to-1 amount put on. If I put equal amounts of chocolate and caramel on it, you will not taste the caramel. So you have to throttle back the chocolate to get that caramel flavor to come through. And that's
one of the ones.
Yeah, and that's trial and error.
And regardless of what you put on, for me, for pipe tobacco, I never taste it. Almost never. There's you get the tin note, but for me, I almost never taste it.
Yeah,
like the smell doesn't translate through to the taste of the tobacco.
Yeah,
it smells better than it tastes, just like popcorn.
Yeah, and there's a lot of truth to that. Some people don't, depending on what the flavoring is, just it doesn't translate well, and fire kind of nullifies what it does. And that's why I try to be as natural as possible. I don't case a lot of my stuff. I try not to use toppings all that often, although I do like navies, and I do love what bitters do to blends. In fact, I pick up molasses bitters and absolutely love that. But the flavor goes away, and you have to be careful how you do it. And it's not that it's an art form, or I consider it to be an art form, but it takes some skill to make an aromatic taste like what you're trying to make it taste like. And the two exceptions that I can tell you is cherry. Cherry tastes like cherry because that's just how that flavor comes out. And I have not made a cherry aromatic because I have 9 pipes that their favorite blend, my estate pipes, that they smoked cherry something. And it's so hard to get out of a pipe once you get it in. And then Lakeland blends, the geranium water that's in that floral flavor. I have 2 pipes that somebody smoked, Innerdale or one of the Lakeland blends, and I cannot get that taste out of the pipe. So that's a little overdone. There you go. Talking tobacco with Jim. Always interesting. This is about where most people are face down, drooling on the desk, listening to the show.
Oh, God. Let it be over.
Right. I did get my first customer from Israel. A young man called me up and said, I want you to make a custom blend for me. I said, okay. What do you got in mind? And he says, I want Latakia, Cream of Grad, a little light-fired Kentucky Burley, and some Perique. I said, okay, I can do that. And he goes, I want it heavy Latakia. And I said, how heavy? He goes, I want it 60% Latakia. I said, oh, okay, we can do that. And I said, anything else? He goes, yeah, I want it topped with bourbon. I said, okay, we can do that. And I said, what do you want to call it? So the name he chose was Bits of Real Panther. So if any Ron Burgundy fans out there, the Sex Panther cologne, Bits of Real Panther is what he called it. And that went off to Israel. And then he wanted me to make a vapor for the Israeli Pipe Club that he's a member of. So I made those 2 things and sent them off to him. So there you go.
Oh, cool.
And that's all that's new at my house.
We're looking
You know,
forward to trying your blends for sure. I mean, it's like you said, you talk about that, and I start salivating here. But
well,
definitely.
you're both gonna like Drunken Mountaineer if you're Burley fans. Drunken Mountaineer, and that was a Beans 316 blend that I made for him. It is a Burley fan's dream because the Pikesville rye that I use as a topping on it accentuates everything in it, and it's kind of magical. And
Did you come up with that one, or he came up with it? Like he told you, "Hey, this is what I want," kind of thing, or a combination of both?
No, he called me up and said, I want a Burley forward blend and I want some type of whiskey on it. I said, okay. So I whipped it up and I said, I made this blend so when I make a blend for a customer, I'll do a couple of variations of it to find out which one, okay, this is going to work. This isn't going to work. And when I whipped this up, I had a friend of mine, wheelchair hillbilly, Eric, had said, I'm buying you a bottle of Pikesville rye because you have to try it. And I can't drink Pikesville rye at all. But man, I'm telling you, when you put it on tobacco, something magic happens. And I just thought, I'm going to put Pikesville rye on it. And I put it on, and he loved it. And it's, kind of fun.
Is that the stuff Pikesville rye? You said it was for cleaning parts.
Yeah, like you
parts
can't
cleaner?
drink it because it tastes like brake cleaner. I need to clean some auto parts. It was a miserable taste to my palate. But man, when you put it on tobacco, the alcohol evaporates off, and it's 110 proof. So it's outside of my comfort zone from the proof level.
A little bit of a bite.
A little bit of a bite. And you watched me try to choke it down on that episode. I was like, yeah, I just struggled with that glass. It was
your throat kept closing off.
It's like, I can't feel my legs, Tim. I'm going to have to stop for a minute. But I absolutely love it.
Guy.
Yeah.
I just started, a friendship with him, and he's really a wheelchair hillbilly. He's a really nice guy. Send him some stuff. I like our friendship, and I'm looking forward, if we go to Yellowstone, which we've never been up that part, to visiting him. I think he's definitely a nice person.
Yeah, he is absolutely fantastic. In fact, there are 3 blends on the list that were from ideas from Eric. I want a custom blend. So, Warwick
Awesome.
Navy. Yeah, there's an English blend, Warwick Navy, and I don't have my list in front of me, and we've already been on for damn near 2 hours. But
Warwick Navy's that's a good blend. I like that.
Well, I do too.
It is.
But 70 of the blends on the list are from people that called me up and said, "Hey, I want you to make me a blend," and that's my favorite part of this.
Thank you.
I can come up with ideas all day long, but it's much more special when somebody calls up and says, "Make me a blend." And I've got 5 that I'm working on this week. In fact, Willie Lee, the Simple Georgian, I've made him a couple of custom blends, and he wants Old Confederate, which will be a Latakia English blend. And then I've got I have that sheet up. Edwin, the guy from the contest, Tim, that had the 206th. He took. Yeah. I sent him that. He got it. He ordered 1.5 pounds of it yesterday, so that was a winner. There's a fellow named Judge that I met that wants a custom arrow, and he wanted butterscotch, peanut butter, and chocolate on a.
Oh.
Does he want a cake?
I just thought, why not just send him a donut, set that on fire, put it in your pipe, call it good.
Yeah.
And then EP Pipes wants a Latakia light English with a caramel topping on it. So I have no idea what I'm going to do that, but I'm working on that tomorrow. And that's
EP. You said EP Pipes, like
EP
Ecclesias
Pipes.
Pipe. I have one. Yeah, I have one of. Well, is it the same person? Ecclesias Pipes?
Richard.
No. EP.
No.
The letter E, the letter
the
P.
One that makes all kinds of really, really crazy pipes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was close to your table on Muletown. Oh,
right.
yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
he makes some interesting stuff.
I know.
If you, Raphael, if you want a really cool pipe stand, talk to Rich about it, because he'll use bourbon barrel staves. He made a pot still pipe for a pipe stand. Did you get that one, Jim, or did that one go to Harrison?
That went to Harrison.
Yeah, he uses all kinds of stuff. Cool pipes.
Very
and
creative.
Pipe stands.
He's very creative. We love this table. We stayed at his table for a while.
It's some of the most interesting stuff you'll see. I have, I think, 6 of his pipes now, and they're all there's nothing like them in my collection. They're just all so unique. I posted the picture of the one that I just got that's got a glow in the dark stem that Craig Herzog made. Wow. And it's just like, okay, cool. And Craig's making this resin, and it has a great mouthfeel to it. So,
and he's always busy. You cannot talk to him that much because he always has people there.
Yeah, because his table was very different than anybody else's. Yeah,
very, very.
And so nice. That's another thing. When people are nice, that also makes you want to buy from them.
Yep. Yeah, and he's just a great guy. And I've made this will be blend number 3 that I've made for him. So, and he's got 2 on the list already, and I'm sure this will go on too. So,
awesome.
That's the fun of this. So,
yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being on. We really appreciate it. We hope that you have a great pipe week. If you need anything from us, holler. We're here to help in any way. If you'd like us to promote it on our channel, just send us some stuff. Shoot us an email. We'll get it out. We'll get the word out. And we look forward to. Yeah.
And it's a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah.
We want eventually to someone else to take over it. I mean, we're just trying to do it every year so it doesn't die. I think it's a great idea. But I hope that people getting excited enough about that, they just keep it going without us. We just
then promote.
We hit it for
promote the hobby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Passing the torch.
Passing the torch. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's. I love seeing how many young people have come into the pipe smoking community. Just in the 5 years I've been around. It's
that's
wonderful.
Going to be the future of it. If it dies with us, then that's it. Just like everything, you if you don't pass it on, you'll just die away.
Yeah, right.
We will not go quietly into that good night.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Tim, we need to talk about a contest. We'll do that on the next episode. So those of you that want to get in on our next contest, this is going to be a make us laugh contest.
It's got to be.
Yeah, send us funny stuff, dad jokes. The dildo of consequences. Some of that stuff is, the potato wave.
Priceless.
It is. Carmine on a Carmine unaware.
I know. That's what I keep thinking. I feel like I'm on a Carmine unaware.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you both so much for being on with us tonight. We truly enjoyed it. We look forward. Yep.
Yeah,
and we look forward to chatting with you again soon.
Yes.
Awesome. And let's say hello to all of your fans.
Yeah.
We'll do.
My wife's right in the next room. I'll say hi.
Well, the next episode we'll have drinks just to see how that kind of changes
it
up a bit.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right. I'd like to record that one on a Saturday night so I can die quietly on Sunday in peace. So.
All right.
I don't behave that much without it. With it, I'm terrible.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's all right.
This is the show to do it for sure.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's why we start every show with a warning label. If you're here, you know why you're here, because we're the 2 uncles that are sitting in the corner that good and well that mom's not going to come scold us for anything, because if she comes to us, the skeletons are going to pop out of the closet and we will use them.
Right. Yep. This is Uncle Pull My Finger.
Yeah, that's right. Come here,
I'm
son.
not
Let me tell
pulling
you.
nobody's finger. Be cool.
All right.
All right,
Well,
guys. Well,
hey, it's
thanks
been
again.
great.
Thanks again. It
Yeah,
was
thank
fun.
you.
Thank you.
And
Yo,
It was.
stay lit, stay blessed. Thank you for the subscribe.
Yep.
You bet.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody.
good night.
Good night.